Damn it, Razer. I really wanted to like this thing. What's up, guys? So if you didn't know, I use gamepads. I'm probably one of the few people out there that actually use gamepads. And if you don't know what a gamepad is, it's one of these. So basically it's a little small keypad that you can do macros and shit with. That way you don't have to use a big bulky keyboard, which is why I don't use a keyboard. I use a gamepad because I like my hands like this, not like that. So yeah, I use gamepads. And recently I picked up the Tartarus Pro for $70. It was on sale $50 off, so I just had to pick it up. Because, you know, I've been using the freaking Orbweaver for God knows how long. And anyone that uses gamepads know there's not a lot to choose from. It's usually this one. I think the other one was a Logitech G13, and then there was the Belkin, whatever the hell it is. Really old, so there's not really a lot to pick from unless you want to get some of these weird knockoff ones off of freaking Amazon. Like, God, I think Red Dragon makes one, and I don't know. They're weird, and I don't even know if you can do macros with them. So yeah, I had the Orbweaver, and I like the Orbweaver a lot. This thing was awesome. If you can't tell, it is worn the hell out, which is why I was determined to find a new one. And they came out with the Tartarus, and I think the Tartarus V2. Yeah, the Tartarus was the old one. The V2 was the newer one, but it had membrane. So not cool because the Orbweaver was mechanical. It's nice and clicky. Then they came out with the Tartarus Pro. Tartarus Pro, it's kind of mechanical. It, to me, feels like Cherry Blacks, which is not something I'm totally stoked about. But it is the mechanical optical switches. So I'll put footage of like the whole thing, and you can see the keys and all that, whatever. I like it. You know, the thing about the freaking Tartarus was it's got a very comfortable wrist rest coming from an Orbweaver. The Orbweaver, you know, it's got like this really sticky wrist rest that kind of like sticks to your freaking wrist. And that's something I didn't really like about and it also wears the hell out over time. It is freaking worn. And the Tartarus Pro has a lot of cool features. It's got the freaking scroll wheel. I'm not gonna go like all the freaking specs and whatnot. It's got a scroll wheel, which is a nice touch. I don't really like this button right here because it is stiff as fuck. The analog stick's pretty nice touch, but you know, the Orbweaver obviously has an analog stick too. And the little macro switch button that I never personally use. I had to find ways to disable it actually, so I don't accidentally hit it and switch my damn key layout. If you had a Orbweaver, you've probably done that too. And you know, the overall comfort of the damn Tartarus Pro is a huge up with that freaking wrist rest and the material that doesn't feel like it's going to give out and rip your damn wrist off after like 6 months. However, why I'm so mad about it? Well, just like everything with Razer, and I'm not going to bash the shit out of Razer. I like Razer stuff when it comes to their damn keypads. I have their damn phone, which I actually just made, but I can't rip on them too hard because they gave me a new one. Like, that's pretty sweet. But their software, is once again a nail in the damn coffin for damn Razer. And the Tartarus Pro has this very bad issue where when you're playing randomly out of nowhere, the key stick, and if you do any kind of competitive type of FPS like I do, you find yourself drifting into a damn wall while the enemy team is shooting you in the face. And that happens probably twice. It's not often, like twice every time I play games. So it sucks because, like, what else are you gonna buy? Well, you could buy the cheap knockoff shit on Amazon, which I was tempted to do just because I don't want to freaking deal with it. And it, you know, you just like, you see the nice wrist rest that the other ones aren't gonna have. The fact you can program the macros, and it's got the nice grip to it. and you want to use it, but you can't. It's like dangling in front of your face, like, here you go, guys. Here you go, there it is. And you use it, and you just kind of can't. So what is this issue, and how do you work around it? Obviously, I'm the one that likes to fix shit. There isn't. There isn't. The only workaround you got is if you're running into the wall. Apparently, if you hit the button again, you'll stop walking into the wall. But you know, if you're like on the spot and you're sitting there trying to play a game and you notice you're drifting off, it takes you like a minute to be like, oh shit, my keypad's fucking up, and then to click it again so you stop. And by then you're probably already dead. So there was another workaround if you have this issue where they say uninstall freaking sign apps and don't use macros. So if you can, macros is kind of the whole point of buying it, you know. So obviously I did the RMA shit and tried to see what Razer had to say about it. Well, let's get into that. Razer says, test in a different machine. Well, here's about the thing about that. I returned the original one I bought and got a new one. They both do it. So testing in a different machine. Wasting my time. This one I actually tried. It says do not use. They said don't plug into a USB hub. Plug directly into the computer. No, didn't work. No. Clean reinstall. Well, if you look up this issue, everyone's done that and it doesn't work. And if you've ever tried to troubleshoot with clean reinstalling shit, it's like the biggest waste of fucking time and it never works. So I didn't try that. You know, I'm so burned out on freaking I've dealt with customer support a lot, and often it's just, their steps are a big fucking waste of time. It's like some shit out of a damn flip book, like unplug it, plug it back in. Turn off your computer and turn it back on. Flip, you know. The issue seems to be mostly into Razer signups and the drivers and possibly like the firmware. There's people that's gotten further along the RMA chain than me, and they're just kind of lost in limbo. Either Razer will stop responding to them or whatnot. And it's such a simple thing to like fix the fucking issue. Give us like a firmware flash. Let us flash the damn device, or do an update in signups if it's signups. But it's a $120 product. Do something. But Razer just not gonna do it. So unfortunately, this is more of a rant and not how to fix the issue. So if you're looking out to buy a gamepad, unfortunately, there's not a lot of options to choose from. I was tempted to buy old stuff off of eBay, the Logitech G13, and the thing is like you're looking at to get it new, you're gonna pay out the ass for it. Most of them are used and already like old and crusty, like this one. So it's more like if you got one from the past, you're good, and just maybe skip the Tartarus Pro or buy it anyways and hope you got lucky. I mean, you can go and like look in the Amazon reviews. There's people that's having this issue, and unfortunately I'm one of them. I don't know how people got lucky. Maybe they wrote the review first, because when you get it, I mean, it's not like this thing happens right off the damn bat. Maybe they just never updated their old reviews, because it's got a 4-star review, but I feel like it should have more lower reviews because of this issue. Or maybe it doesn't bug people as much as it bugs me. But that's the biggest thing, is there's no competitor. You know, Logitech doesn't make the G13 anymore. So you're stuck. So this is my rant on the Tartarus Pro. It's a great feeling keypad. I don't really, coming from an Orbweaver where it's got, you know, click here keys, these are a little bit stiffer. Using my key tester and poking around, I matched it mostly. It's kind of feels mostly like a cherry black. I thought it would be more like a brown, but it feels more like feels more like a black. It's a pretty stiff key, and I honestly don't like that. And the cool thing about the optical switch is you can adjust the actuation point. So at first when I got it, I was hitting buttons just by barely touching the keys, but you can adjust that to get rid of that issue. So it's cool that, you know, Synapse gives it all these features, but it's also like the bane of its existence because it's not really usable. Anywho, that's my rant. Thanks for watching, guys.